Miss Kristi here, and I am so excited to be together again cooking in the kitchen. Today we are learning how to make a small batch of Puppy Chow. This sweet snack uses just 4 ingredients plus our microwave, and we'll make 2 cups of Puppy Chow. We're gonna have fun making this together today, and I'm so glad you're here.
All is calm and all is bright tonight.
Now, the first step to cooking and working in the kitchen is to wash our hands. While I wash my hands with soap and warm water for at least 20 seconds, let's go over the ingredients and supplies that you'll need to gather to cook along today. The ingredients you'll need are 2 cups of rice Chex cereal, 1/3 cup of chocolate chips, 1/3 cup of powdered sugar, and 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. The supplies you'll need are a Tupperware container with a lid, a liquid measuring cup, 1 cup dry measuring cup, 1/3 cup dry measuring cup, 1 tablespoon, and a spoon. Okay, great. Your hands are clean and my hands are clean. We've gathered our ingredients and supplies, so let's get started making our small batch of Puppy Chow. I love this snack and I love this recipe because it makes a smaller amount. Usually Puppy Chow will make like 9 or 10 cups, and a lot of the times I just don't need that much. So I love that this recipe makes only 2 cups, so it's a great snack to make for yourself or a friend or a family member. So let's get started. First thing you'll need to do is grab your Tupperware container with a lid. Now this is about the size that we're looking for because we're gonna put 2 cups of cereal in here and we need enough room to shake around. So you do need a little bit larger of a container. If you try it and it doesn't fit, you can always just move to a different size, and then next time you'll know what size you need. But this is the size I'm gonna use, and I'm gonna set this right in front of me. We can put the lid to the side for a minute. We're not gonna put it on right away. So have your Tupperware container in front of you. This is where we actually end up pouring everything and shaking it up to make our Puppy Chow. Now you're gonna grab your 1 cup dry measuring cup, so it's the biggest one that we're using today, and it just has the 1 on there for 1 cup, and your rice Chex cereal. We need to measure out 2 cups of rice Chex cereal into our Tupperware container. All right, so that's the first thing we're going to do. 2 cups. Here's 1. We've got some spillage here, and 2. And if you get a little bit extra, not a huge deal. We're not baking it today, so it doesn't have to be perfect. You can set your cereal to the side and your 1 cup dry measuring cup because we are done with both of those. And now you can actually just set this to the side. I wanted it to be ready for when we pour our chocolate and peanut butter on, but now that it's good to go, we're just gonna set it next to us. We'll use that in a minute. Now you're gonna wanna grab your liquid measuring cup. So why are we using a liquid measuring cup today? I wanted it to be something that can go in the microwave. It has a handle, so when we take it out of the microwave, it's not too hot. We don't have to touch the glass part. So that's why I'm gonna put our chocolate chips and our peanut butter in here and melt it in the microwave, because I know this can go in the microwave. It's got a handle, so it's not hot. So if you wanna use it like a little bowl, you don't have to use a liquid measuring cup, but that's what I'm gonna use today. So put your liquid measuring cup right in front of you. And now you're gonna grab your chocolate chips and your 1/3 cup. So this is our 1/3 cup dry measuring cup. It's going to say 1/3. And then you're gonna grab your chocolate chips. Now I'm using mini chocolate chips today. You can use regular size chocolate chips. I just had mini chocolate chips in my pantry, so that's what I'm using. You can use either or. The size does not matter as long as we get 1/3 cup. I'm gonna take my 1/3 cup and scoop out my chocolate chips and put them right into my liquid measuring cup. All right, keep your 1/3 cup measuring close to you because we're gonna use that for the powdered sugar in a minute, so don't put it away completely. You can put your chocolate chips aside. We are done with those. Now we need to measure our peanut butter into here as well. You're gonna take your peanut butter, and then you're gonna take your 1 tablespoon. So this is the one that says 1 Tbsp, it's the biggest one. And we're gonna measure out 2 tablespoons of peanut butter right into our liquid measuring cup. And if you get a little bit more, not a huge deal either. I'm just gonna take 1 big scoop right in here. And then same thing, 1 more. And if you're using your peanut butter jar and your sure that your tablespoon is clean, you can just scoop it right out of the jar. We just need 2 tablespoons. All right, once you are done with that, you can set your tablespoon to the side and your peanut butter if you have any extra. We are done with both of those. Now we just need to put this in the microwave for 45 seconds. We want to get those chocolate chips melted, and then we're going to stir it, and it's going to make this awesome peanut butter and chocolate combination. So we are going to microwave this for 45 seconds, and then we'll take it out carefully and we'll get it stirred. All right, friends, this has just been in our microwave for 45 seconds. The goal is to get these chocolate chips melted so we can mix our peanut butter together and make this awesome sauce, basically. So now that this has come out of the microwave, I use the handle because the bottom is pretty hot. So make sure if you're using your liquid measuring cup that you're taking it out with the handle. You can set it down right in front of you and grab your spoon. And now we're going to just mix this together because we want to make sure all of our chocolate chips are melted. It warms up the peanut butter too, so it's easier to pour over our cereal. Now I'm just stirring it gently to make sure that all of my chocolate chips get mixed together and are creamy. I don't want any chunks of chocolate chip in our Puppy Chow. So once you feel like you've got it mixed and it looks like this, where it's just this nice creamy chocolate sauce, now we are going to take your cereal, put that back in front of you, so it's the cereal that we measured into our Tupperware container. And now we're just gonna pour this right over. Now try not to get a ton on the sides because we want most of this sauce on our cereal. So I'm going to pour carefully. And you're gonna use your spoon, you're gonna scrape out every bit of chocolate that you can get out of there because we want as much as possible on our cereal and not in our liquid measuring cup. All right, you can put your liquid measuring cup to the side or whatever you use to melt your chocolate and peanut butter. We're done with that. And now you're just gonna take your spoon and we're gonna give this a mix. We need all that chocolate to go over our cereal, so when we add our powdered sugar, everything sticks to it. So just go slowly. You don't want to crush up your cereal, so you have to be a little bit patient. And we're really just mixing this to where you can see that most of the chocolate is all over the cereal. We don't want to see any dry pieces. That is the goal. So I'm just going to mix this until it looks like all of my chocolate has covered every bit of Rice Chex cereal. And I am going slowly because, again, we don't want to crush our cereal into little pieces. We want them to stay in those nice little squares. And it smells good because you can smell the peanut butter and the chocolate. This is one of my favorite quick no-bake snacks to make. So I'm excited to share this recipe, which makes a smaller batch. All right, so this is looking pretty good. When yours looks like mine and most of that cereal is covered and you don't see a ton of white from the Rice Chex cereal, that's when you know you're ready to add your powdered sugar. When everything is nice and coated. I got one more on here and I want to keep in there. All right, you can put your spoon aside. We are done with that. You can set that to the side. Now we need to grab our powdered sugar. So powdered sugar is like a really fine sugar, looks like powder, and you need your 1/3 cup dry measuring cup again. So this is the one that we use to measure the chocolate chips. It says 1/3, and we need 1/3 cup of powdered sugar right into our Tupperware container with our cereal. So I'm just gonna measure out 1/3 cup, the best I can, and sprinkle it over my cereal. All right, now you can put your measuring cup to the side because we are done with that. We're done with the powdered sugar. All of our ingredients are now in this Tupperware container, and the last step is just going to be to shake it all together. This is why you need a container with a lid, preferably a lid that's going to stay on pretty tight because we are now going to shake this for 30 seconds. All right, so once your lid is on and you feel like it's not gonna pop off, I'm still gonna hold the lid and now I'm just gonna start shaking. I'm gonna just count to 30 and then once we're done, it should be good to try. So here we go. All right, so I just counted to 30. You could kind of see that I was hitting it on my cutting board. I just wanted to make sure not a ton of cereal was sticking to the bottom. There is chocolate in there, so sometimes the cereal likes to stick to the bottom. So that's why I was giving it a little bit of a pound to try and loosen up any cereal that wanted to stay stuck down there. But that's it. I've shook it for 30 seconds, and now I'm just gonna take the lid off and do our reveal of our Puppy Chow. And this is it. So we used 4 ingredients. We melted our chocolate and peanut butter in our microwave for just 45 seconds, shook it all together, and now we just have this great snack. You will want to keep it in a Tupperware container with a lid. So what I do when I make this is I just keep it right in here. I don't even bother transferring it to anything else. You can keep it in your pantry or a cupboard for about a week. I actually put mine in the refrigerator, so you can do that too. I just like that when it's a little bit cold and crunchy. So you've got some options on how you want to store it and where you want to store it when you try to make this for yourself. Now from here, you can just go ahead and put it in a little bowl or eat it right out of here. I'm just gonna put mine in a little bit of a bowl because I wouldn't eat it all at once, so I would just take some out into my bowl here. Pop the lid back on anything you might have left over because that's gonna keep it fresh for the next few days, which is also why it's fun to make it right in the Tupperware container because now it's already ready to store. And here we have it, our Puppy Chow, our small batch of Puppy Chow because we just made 2 cups. It smells really good and I can't wait to taste it. So I do hope you try to make it or try and make it again. And when you do, let me know how it goes. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you have any questions. I love getting to hear from you. You can even send me a picture of how your small batch Puppy Chow turned out. I'd love to get to see your creation and maybe we can share it next week. Speaking of next week, on next week's episode, which is episode 52, we are learning how to make peanut butter chocolate granola bars. These granola bars use just 7 ingredients. They are both no-bake and gluten-free, and we'll make 8 granola bars. In order to cook along and make our peanut butter chocolate granola bars, these are the ingredients that you'll need to have in your kitchen for next week. 1½ cups of oatmeal, 1/2 cup of peanut butter, 1/2 cup of mini chocolate chips, 1/4 cup honey or maple syrup, 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Well, friends, our time together today is almost over. I do hope you've enjoyed learning how to make our small batch of Puppy Chow. I know I had fun, and I already can't wait to cook together again next time. But before you say goodbye to this episode, make sure to click subscribe if you haven't already. You just have to click the little picture of me in the corner. That way you don't miss next week's episode. It'll be out on Friday, and I'll see you then. Bye, friends. It's time to eat.